Shalom. I want to start out by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Halal Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Again, the name of the Father is not Jehovah, his name is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahweh Shai. Uh, this is me saying this. The RFID microchip implant, where they make an incision into the right hand and insert a RFID microchip implant inside the right hand. It's becoming mandatory in America and the world right now, right this second. And again, every Muslim president of every Muslim nation um, is declaring war on Israel or vice versa, and there will be world war, major war in the Persian Gulf. And this is happening now, and also plagues, famines, and pestilence is happening here in America and the world. And this is happening now. All right, I'll show you. This is Daniel chapter 12, and I'm going to hit verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. All right, and here it is. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. All right, so he's talking about great tribulation, these famines, pestilences, plagues. The RFID microchip is part of it, and these things are taking place now, if you can accept it. So I want to touch on, I'm going to hit Matthew 24, and I'm going to start here in 6, all right? And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, all right? And these things are happening now. Again, everyone's talking about war, rumors of war. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. All these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. All right? For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. All right, so nation against nation. Every nation hates America right now. This is happening now, but kingdom against kingdom. That means that could be on a large scale and a small scale. Governments. States. I remember everybody was hating California. I remember Alex Jones saying that. But quite literally, it is on a large scale too. All right, and there shall be famines and pestilences. All right, just like there was certain ailments that came out of Cuba. These things are happening. If you look at Africa, all those things. But this is going to be on a major scale. The time of Jacob's trouble. All right, so there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. It's about a 4.4 earthquake that came out of the Bay Area of California. All right, and there's another earthquake. I think it was out of Ireland. These things are several places. All right, in diverse places. All right, these things are happening now. All these are the beginning of sorrows. All right, now here it is. This is Yahweh Shai speaking, who the world calls Jesus. And then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake, Yahweh Shai. All right, so this is quite literal. Those FEMA camps, concentration camps. Those. Literally, they have guillotines, all those things. You can search on the internet and see it yourselves. They literally have coffins enough for millions of people. Honestly, why do they have those things? Because they know, it's a New World Order. They have the blueprint. They are going to institute these things, and these things are happening now. Which is why there's concentration camps, FEMA camps, and coffins, guillotines. They even have either way, which we all know is true, and these things are happening now, are here now. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. All right. So he's definitely talking about, riots, sedition among men, all right, which is mentioned in the Apocrypha, which is validated because, it was in the Septuagint, Dead Sea Scrolls, King James knew it, and that's why it was included in the Bible when he translated it. All right, and there's a couple other manuscripts where it was in there. If you go in the book of Maccabees, you understand, that they were trying to burn scrolls. They were burning manuscripts. They wanted to separate the men of the Lord from their power, their God. So this is I'm not trying to butcher this too much, but I want to just deliver the psalm. All right. For none of those things which thou shalt suffer. All right. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, and this is the book of Revelations 2. All right. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison. All right. Now, is that literally the spiritual demon Satan? No. All right. This is the men who the spiritual demon Satan is working through. All right. So, and again, men can be the devil too. Again, Yahushua, he said, I have chosen you 12, and it's not one of you the devil. He's speaking of Judas. All right. So, I'll read this again. For none of those things which thou shalt suffer, behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I'll give thee the crown of life. All right, and that goes into these concentration camps and FEMA camps, and they're going to try and institute the mandatory RFID microchip, which already happened out of Wisconsin, and it's becoming mandatory now. All right. So he that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death. All right, so be faithful unto death, and which is better because the second death is going to be nuclear destruction. Yahushua coming back with the sword. It's, I want people, they don't want that second death. All right? So again, this ties in with prophecy of Esdras. All right. So I'm going to read here some of it. All right. This is I'm going to hit chapter 15, and this is 2nd Esdras. All right. Behold, saith Yahweh, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, destruction. All right. And these things are already happened. There's already sedition and riots in other nations. There's plagues, famines. There's one out of, Cuba. And there's going to be plagues and famines here in America, and this is happening now. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. All right, now I'm going to hit verse 10. Behold, my people was led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. All right, and this Egypt could very well be America, actually, because they weren't dwelling in the land of Egypt during the time this was written. Again, Deuteronomy 28 chapter, it talks, again, I'll bring you into the ships, into Egypt by way of ships. All right, now Egypt simply means bondage, captivity. All right, so now America definitely is Egypt. All right, so there's going to be plagues, famines, pestilences, and sedition among men here in America. This is happening now. All right, behold, I'll bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, smite Egypt with plagues as before. I will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that Yahweh shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn. All right, this talks about people who are in the workforce. Whether it be at Sears or anything. Sears is going out of business. They closed down about 64 stores of Sears. And again, when Reagan, instituted a tax law, the economy was booming, but everyone was losing their jobs, and they closed down, a manufacturing plant in Detroit. So it got worse. All right. So I'm going to do this again. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation shall be smitten with the plague, punishment that Yahweh shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seeds shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with the fearful constellation. All right, that could be nuclear destruction, all those things. But this is basically plagues, famines, pestilences, sedition among men. All right, this is happening now. And anything like the collapse of the economy, an earthquake, or a major terrorist attack could spark, these curfews, martial law, things like that. This is in the playbook of the New World Order. you know, and these things will happen. It's happening now. Just take a look at Chicago. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. One people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. All right. For there shall be sedition among men for invading one another. It's going to be so bad they're going to start, average Joes out there are just going to start rising against each other and stealing, committing crimes. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, governments, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, just like Chicago. All right, that's going to be martial law and curfews that they set on people. All right, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. All right, and that ties in with Jacob's trouble. Um, and again, what people can see, if you go on the internet, the FEMA camps, concentration camps, guillotines, these are real. It sounds far fetched, but it's real. Uh, these things literally are here, you know. So they're here now, and these things are happening now. All right, for thus saith, all right, this is Jeremiah 30. For thus saith Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Ask ye now, and see whether a man doth travail with child. All right, like that pain, women giving birth. All right, wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. All right, great fear. I had that before, actually. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. All right, the 12 tribes, seeds of Jacob. All right, but he shall be saved out of it. And this ties in with the book of Revelations. It ties in with what Yahweh Shai was saying, who the world calls Jesus, about, rumors of wars, nation rising against nation, plagues, famines, pestilence. All right, that ties directly into what was mentioned in this Apocrypha. All right, so yeah, these things are happening. Plagues, famine, pestilences, and then world war is happening. And these things are rapidly escalating, and these things are happening now. So I wanted to shed light on out of the scriptures. Excuse me, and just wanted to bring more. I'll revisit this again. And yes, plagues, famine, pestilences, sedition among men is happening on the globe, definitely here in America. It's going to happen because he was talking about that Egypt, which is spiritually America. So these things are happening here and now. So with that, I'm going to say again, the RFID microchip implant, where they make an incision in the right hand and insert a RFID microchip inside the right hand. If you do not have it, you cannot buy or sell. That is becoming mandatory here in America and the world. It's happening right now. And again, the every Muslim president of every Muslim nation is declaring war on Israel or vice versa. And there's going to be world war, major war in the Persian Gulf, and this is happening now. And you already see it. Every nation hates America, which could cause a collapse of the economy, and this is happening now. So with that, I'm going to say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kol Halal Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai. Double honors, Pastor Elfish, Great Millstone, bless the Hakim, not pushing word, true sincerity. Barakatam, Bahasham Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Racha Kodash. Shalom.